Ever since I started making GD documentaries on this channel, the transition from text-based visuals to voiced commentary has been without a doubt the most requested feature for my channel. It has taken a long time, but I've been considering many arrangements for voiced documentaries. Unlike with G News and GD theories, my documentaries have a lot more to be considered when transitioning to commentary, and so this is why I'm covering a slightly less conventional level in today's Maps from Hell episode. I have episodes for Black Blizzard, the Toxin Lab series and the Sonic series in mind, but for now, consider this not only an episode, but a trial run for all my documentaries to be voiced in the future. I am also covering this specific map in today's episode because I failed to mention it in my 9 Circles series episode. This level is a key player in the Circles series and is deserving of at least a mention somewhere in this Maps from Hell series. So, sit back and get ready, and welcome to the first ever voiced Maps from Hell episode. I hope you'll enjoy it. The 9 Circles series is a series of wave-based levels that has never been far from controversy. From the nature of level replication to the legitimacy of verification and everything in between. However, around the time when 2.0 was first released, a new 9 Circles level emerged of extreme difficulty. This map ended up becoming a staple not only in controversial 9 Circles levels, but controversial levels in Geometry Dash 2.0 in general. So today, we are going to be exploring the story of the implications of the extraterrestrial circles level Planet Circles by xSolar. Let's dive straight in. Geometry Dash 2.0 was released in August 2015, and it moved the community forward in terms of levels, design and difficulty. It didn't take long for several hard levels to start appearing, all of which had questions surrounding their legitimacy. Lezakov and Landect are two very good examples of this. But soon, this difficulty spike and controversial release trend found its way into the 9 Circles series. Sometime moving into autumn of 2015, a black and grey 9 Circles level was released by a player named xSolar. It was called Planet Circles. It featured many alien and space-like themes, and used a fairly unconventional Nightkiller song. While short, the level was incredibly intense, and combined extreme wave skill with timing and flying skill in the buffer sequences. Around this time, the hardest rated 9 Circles demon was Crimson Clutter, followed closely by Catastrophic, which had only recently been released and was still fairly unknown, and the old version of Downbase, which was still manifesting itself after its upgrade in 2.0. Planet Circles was comparable to at least the difficulty of Catastrophic and Downbase, if falling slightly short of Crimson Clutter. This was a menacing level and instantly became one of 2.0's biggest challenges. Planet Circles first came into the public eye when it featured in Blue Jay's semi-successful Geometry Dash top list for ranking 9 Circles levels. This brought a small flurry of 9 Circles enthusiasts to the level and gradually began to make its way onto top lists. With the attention it gained, the level was rated and featured, marking the first defining controversial talking point. On September the 20th, 2015, the first ever completion video of Planet Circles was released by a player named Lux. He called it an insane demon, and given the lack of verification video, it was the first good look at the level we received as a community. This video showed us a number of things. It showed us the unique style, with alien art and extraterrestrial themes, and it also allowed us to listen to how the song Planet 10 by Nightkiller synced up within a 9 Circles level, being the first well-made Circles level to use a slow dubstep theme, rather than a more intense style that was commonplace in NK and Ruckus songs in 9 Circles levels. The two factors, the design and the music, instantly divided opinions. Some people, like myself, loved the level and thought this could be a great trendsetter and cornerstone for slow dubstep themes to be used not just in Circles levels, but GD altogether. Others, however, criticised the level, with some going as far to say that it was the worst Circles level ever made. Their criticisms were grounded to some degree, as Planet Circles does have far more unbalanced gameplay than most other Circles levels, but this level was harshly criticised given how much it brought to GD. Not only was it the first 9 Circles level to use a slow dubstep, but it was also the first Circles level to use moving objects, with 3 moving diamonds before the interlude part. which holds Crying Souls by Nobbleboy as the first level to do so. Although, you could argue Planet Circles doesn't really count as moving 9 circles, given it only had 3 moving elements that could barely be seen. Some way into 2.0, Update 2.01 was released. This included bug fixes such as the user coin bug, some server upgrades, and above all a change in attitude. RobTop kicked into life for a time and became a bit more involved with the community after this, planning to rate and unrate certain levels. Unfortunately for xSolar, the already controversial Insane Demon Planet Circles was on the hit list, and so Planet Circles was unrated. The level went unrated in its current form for a short period, before xSolar attempted to take steps to have it re-rated. Around the turn of 2016, he nerfed the level to Holy Hell, dropping it down to medium demon level at best. The buffer sequence stayed challenging, but the wave parts were absolutely butchered. However, the level was still verified using a verify hack, and so the circles level continued to go unrated. On the subject of hacking, Lukes, the player with the original Planet Circles footage, was also outed as a hacker, and his achievement was disregarded. There was now a clean slate, a new, easier level that no one had ever beaten. Many people continued playing the level after it got nerfed, with some words spreading around the community. Ironically, there was a similar situation to a similar controversial Circles level from 1.9, Paracosm Circles by Nixo. Like Paracosm Circles, Planet Circles was unrated, nerfed, and then attempted by some of the bigger players. The first player to add his name to the level's folklore was a player named Chilius. Chilius was a fairly skilled player who, like a Khan, enjoyed playing Circles levels and taking an unconventional route to gain in-game skill. He began playing the level in its nerfed version after showing some interest in the unnerfed version before. This wasn't his first interaction with the level either. On October 17th, 2015, Chilius participated in the decoration and the verification of another level named Planet Circus by a player named Mugi, which was inspired by xSolar's level and had the same song. On January the 7th, Chilius became the first person to legitimately complete any version of Planet Circles, benefiting hugely from the nerfs in difficulty. 2 days later, a very early and still relatively unknown Crazy Man 50 became the second player to beat the level, completing it after the nerfs took place. Both players brought some attention to the level on xSolar's account, with Chilius especially pushing for people to rate the level in an attempt to get the level re-rated, but simply not enough attention was being brought to it. Chilius also felt the level was too nerfed in some places, so, moving into February, he buffed it slightly and began practicing a copy of the level on his account. On February the 10th, 2016, he verified his version and released it, and this became the official version for a while. While this version wasn't rated either, it was a step in the right direction, as Planet Circles started to receive more attention. The best example of this came on April the 9th, when massive community veteran Andromeda beat Chilius' version on his channel. After this, Chilius would look into seeing if he could buff the level even more to update it. However, there was someone else who had much bigger things in mind. 10 days after Andromeda beat Chilius' version, underrated GD superstar Atomic actually verified the full unnerfed version of the level on his account. This was the first time anyone had actually beaten the unnerfed version, nearly 7 months after its release. Atomic became the first person who could actually make an informed decision on the difficulty, and he settled with Insane Demon. Initially, he thought that the level should have been an Extreme Demon, but it is quite short and it did not take him long to beat, so it did not warrant the Extreme Demon title. Atomic would then go on to blossom as the expert player he is now, becoming the first person after Serve to beat Phobos, a level now considered to be harder than Bloodbath. As for Planet Circles, many people started attempting the unnerfed version by Atomic, and there was hope that it could be rated again. Moving through 2016, Chilius previewed a buffed version on his channel, but his role in the level had been somewhat dwarfed by Atomic, and every buff he now did seemed insignificant in comparison to the original unnerfed version that he had not completed. On October the 16th, 2016, which, may I point out, was my 19th birthday, Planet Circles received its second victor. Geometry Dash global legend Akan finally added this level to his absolutely unmatchable collection of completed 9 Circles levels. He too labelled the level as an Insane Demon. However, even after Akan beat the level, there was still no sign of it being rated. It seemed at this point as if RobTop would never rate the level again, and the only value left in Planet Circles was simply its stigma and the credit for being such an insane demon. The day after Akan beat the level, Chilius put one last twist in the tale. On the 17th, 1 year after he verified Mugi's version, he verified xSolar's sequel to the level, Planet Circles X. xSolar learned from his previous hacking mistakes, and this time gave the sequel to a player who had brought legitimacy to the level again. However, this venture was soon brought crashing down as many criticised the level for looking rushed, ugly and unintuitive. The level was also quite easy given what Planet Circles had been, and a difficulty drop is not something commonly associated with an X release or a sequel to a level. After this, Chilius's involvement with the level and Planet Circles stopped, and his channel has since been on a downward spiral, disabling likes and dislikes on all his videos and posting angry response videos in the process. Such a shame. While Atomic was the one to bring Planet Circles back, Chilius truly saved this level. He brought attention, stigma and a good story to this level, and it paved the way for the original to be revived. And after all this, no version of the level has been rated. This to me is an anticlimactic ending and something I don't think Chilius receives enough credit for. As for Planet Circles, well, Sagayasta added his name to the list of people to beat the unnerfed version shortly before Christmas, and so have players like Pekoski. The level is becoming more accessible and is losing some of its menacing qualities, but it will always be a challenging 9 circles level that players will test themselves on for a long time after this. So overall, this level wasn't massively important to the GD community like say Sonic Wave was as a spin-off 9 circles level with its own history, but it does have its own story, a lot of unique features and a few interesting plot twists in its tale. It was the first level to bring slow dubstep into circles levels, one of the first rate-worthy 2.0 circles levels, the first circles level to use moving objects, one of the best themed circles levels in all of the circles levels history, and was one of the biggest challenges in early 2.0. As levels go, this level was certainly a lot more of a dividing and intriguing level, and it will always be remembered for that. And hey, overall, it's still a cool level. Thanks for watching. I've been C1997. If you enjoyed this first pilot episode of the VOICED Maps from Hell series, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps me out. I'm hoping I can do more documentaries like this, not just GD but across the board. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you head to the description you'll find a list of my best and most famous videos which I'm sure you'll love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.